Hello guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is your favorite teacher in Florida, aka Miss Crystal, aka Teacher Ruth. Welcome back to yet another session. If you're seeing me for the first time on this platform, I make content on teachers. For those that are thinking of coming and working in America, this is your platform and you are welcome. If you didn't subscribe as yet, please do remember to subscribe. Also, don't forget to turn on those notification bells so that when these videos are dropping, you should be the first one to see them. Now, today we are going to talk about things that I do in my American classroom that I never did in my Kenyan classroom. And you want to stick around for the fifth one because that's going to surprise you even more. Number one, holding the door. Now, in American classroom, when the students are walking in, you always hold the door as a teacher. I close the door, I have the key to my door, okay? Unlike Kenya, our classrooms were always wide open. The doors were open, the windows were open. Here, because of security concerns, the doors are closed, the windows are also closed. Now, this is a surprise, yeah? I know you'll be wondering, how do you guys breathe? Because you need to breathe. We have air conditioning in our classrooms. So the doors are closed, the windows are closed. I hold the door, I open the door. I always ensure that I'm the one who opens the door when the student or when someone knocks on the door. The student is not allowed to open the door. Number two, I carry my lunch to school. In Kenya, you would be provided tea in the morning. When you get to school, we were provided with tea in the morning. That was 6 a.m. in the morning, okay? 10 a.m. we would also get tea, okay? And then lunch, we were also provided with lunch. 4 p.m. before you left, there was also another cup of tea. Wow. Now, when I came here, you carry your lunch to school. You have to prepare something for yourself and carry lunch. Or maybe if you can't do that, you can buy lunch from the school cafeteria. Or you can also ask for time and go and buy lunch during your planning period. Surprise. Things that I never did in Kenya. Number three, sometimes you clean your room in America. In Kenya, students used to do the cleaning. That is late into the evening before the students went into their homes or went back to where they are sleeping. That is if they are in a boarding school, they would clean the room. In America, though, we do have custodians. The school has provided us with a lot of custodians and they clean the rooms for us. But on the occasion that my room is littered, I'm not going to wait until the custodian comes. I will take the initiative and clean my room. Okay, I never used to do that in Kenya. So these are things that I used to do in Kenya or things that I'm doing in America that I never did in Kenya. In Kenya, no teacher is going to clean a classroom. Okay, it's the work of the student or it's the work of the learner. As an educator, you just come in, teach and go. But here, there is more to being a teacher. You are an example to your students. So you clean your room, you wipe the desks, you make sure that when the students are walking in, your room is amazing and they like to be there. So that is also another thing that I'm doing in America that I never did in Kenya. Okay? Number 4. In America, we grade everything that the learner is doing in class. That means by the end of the lesson, you should have been able to grade the student. Any activity that is given to the student should be graded. In Kenya, we never used to grade students like that. We would just teach, and when we came to the mid of the term, we did a midterm, and the student would get a grade and know, oh, this is how far I am. And then they will also do another test at the end, and we would call that end term, and they would get a grade. So students would do like 2 grades that would appear in their report card. In America, I grade the student every day on a regular basis. By the end of the grading period, the student goes home with 18 grades. It's not the work of the reading coach to grade the students. It is my work as the lesson or as the classroom teacher. In Kenya, our dean used to give grades to the students, or you would grade and then hand it over to the dean, and the dean would give the final score. But here, I am in charge of my grade book. I give the students grade, and that is what is going to appear in their report card. So the one difference that I see is that here in America, I give 18 grades. In Kenya, the student would go home with at least 2 grades, that is midterm and end term. Last but not least, teachers. I know a lot of you have been asking me, do you do duty? Is there a duty? In Kenya, if you are on duty, you are on duty from Monday to Friday, and you would oversee everything or all the activities in the school for a week. In America though, the kind of duty that we have is different. What do I mean? Number one, you could be standing at the front of the school. That means you are doing car rider duty. Those parents that are dropping their kids and picking them in the evening, there is a teacher at the front who will oversee the students walking in and the students walking out at the end of the day. We also have bus ramp duty. So if you are given that duty, that means every day you will walk to the bus ramp. When students are being released, you will be there to oversee the students boarding and off-boarding the bus. That is in the morning, and another time you would do in the evening. So if your duty falls in the morning, that means every morning you have to be by the bus ramp. If your duty falls in the evening, that means when the students are going home, you have to be there in the bus ramp to oversee the students boarding the bus. Okay? Every teacher has their days when we go with the students to the lunch room. Okay? That is another duty. So you walk with your students to the lunch room, you sit with them, and once they are done, you walk with them back to your classes. That is another duty. So it's different. It's not the same duty that we did in Kenya. In Kenya, we did duty the whole week, from Monday to Friday. Here, the duty is different. It still runs from the beginning of the semester to the end of the semester, but you are allocated where you go. If you are allocated the bus ramp, that is where you go. If you are allocated front, that is when the students are checking in and checking out at the front, that is where you go. So that is some of the things that are happening in my American classroom that is different from Kenyan classroom. Now, if you didn't subscribe as yet, click in that subscription button and then turn on the notification bells, guys, because we are about to make so many videos and we are going to learn so much in this channel. Until another time, see you in my next video.
Yoka Artianza Remix.